Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Lupin the third, the woman called Fujiko Mine, episode number 11 reaction. So the previous episode, we got to know a little bit about Fujiko's past. Not a little bit, but at least like most of it, I think. So basically, obviously, like this, what was going on is that this was like an experimentation. Fujiko was part of it, and the surprising part is that it was her dad, like her, like her dad her himself, who made Fujiko go through all of this. And like there's a few things they kind of explained the whole thing about that cult being like the guinea pig for them to use their drugs on them. Not only that, like since Fujiko was part of that whole thing, that is why she's seeing all these like hallucinations. And what happens when you consume that much of this, like like this thing, um you like say the word, what was it called, Fraulein Yule, I think, something like that. You keep saying that, and you kind of like perceive others as an owl, all those things they kind of explained. And yeah, so that's what's happening. And if Lupin himself was also kind of went inside the hallucination for a bit. He went through this, like his mental landscape, met Fujiko's dad over there, who obviously is not alive anymore, and like kind of went through this whole, like hallucinogenic, like sequence of trying to find out more about Fujiko. And in the end, he wakes up from all of that. And while all of this is happening, Zenigata is also doing his own, like research and his own thing. So yeah, so there you go. We have Fujiko's background now, at least like most of it. There's few things that I still like, I feel like they need to be clarified. I'm sure they're going to do it within these couple of final episodes. So let's see what happens in today's episode 11. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here, sync to whichever is a preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Is this Oscar? Damn. Okay. Yeah, this is Oscar, isn't it? Hmm. Yep, it's Oscar. Whoa, what? What is this place? Oh, he saved him. It was still in the flashback. Hmm. He's the fools. Hmm. Okay. Fujiko? Yep. Oh. Bruh. Is this really Fujiko? Like, she's imitating. Huh? That is such a. He is fuming. Oh, is he going to say that? Oh, I thought he was going to say that, oh, leave it to me. Hmm. Hmm. What the? What is that? I. Oh, okay. That is rude. My god. The way he said that. It wasn't. Bruh. Oh, here we go. Okay, it's not Fujiko, is it? Like, Fujiko's here. Like, how is she stealing? Like, and then we saw in the previous episode. No, no, no. I was so I was correct. It was someone imitating Fujiko. Or okay, or I don't know. Like, did she do that before coming here? Damn. I feel like it's Lupin doing that, like imitating Fujiko to lure her in or something. I don't know. Okay, in no way this is Fujiko. Damn. Oh, is it there? It's still there. Or is it a fake one? Did she did they replace? Oh my god. Oh no. Oh. Okay, so it wasn't Rupan, it's someone else. Which goes over unlike Rupan. Oh, it's Goemon, isn't it? Or no, because he said that he's going to figure out beforehand. Hmm. Okay. Hair and finger. That is a sloppy work she wouldn't do. Yeah, either she do it purposely or yeah, obviously. Who is this? Ah, oh my god. Yeah, because it's not even Fujiko. Oh, it was him. Okay, I just realized. Okay, I just realized. Yeah, it was him. Because, oh boy. Was this the owl? Oh lord. There we go. Oh, god. God damn. Yeah. Hmm. They do. Bride of. Okay. Yeah, what are you doing? I want going on. I'll be taking the bride's dress as a. Okay. Which is obviously him, like Oscar. Precious gems over the world. Damn. Okay, yep, she's like, what the hell? Oh my god, here we go. Oh lord. This is triggering her memories again. Manpower to help resolve. Oh no, she's gonna go for Oscar. She's gonna go for Oscar. The kid is like, you know what is that? Bone thread. Oh, it's him. He did it. Or no, wait. Oh, okay. It's kind of confusing. We don't know who is doing what. We still don't know. Zenigata's back. Cost best someone. Yeah. Oh, oh, great. He is. Yeah. Uh, going on. Oh boy. Oh, is this is count? It's the count, isn't it? Oh no, no, the count is not here. I guess he's not going to come. Okay, so that's the dress. Bridge that will serve as the main stage before it reaches. Okay. Oh, all right. The edge of the bridge. Okay. Pretend. Ah, I see. Then. Okay. Right. Oh, they wait. They dropped the. Nice. Going on. Okay. It's a ninja. Oh, Rupan's there, and was there it is. There's the bomb. What? What type of bomb is that? Okay. Ah, that's how it's going to go out. Ooh. Hmm. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh, a little bit more. Yes. Nice. Uh, getting involved. Hmm. Yeah, and now he himself has stepped into that, lost his way. Yep. Hmm. Oh boy. Okay, the parade is coming here. Okay, I doubt the bomb will go off now, hopefully. Nice. Okay. Oh no 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 no. You could have just thrown it in there. Why did he jump? What? What? Why? He could have just thrown it. Why did he have to jump in with it? Is it to like make so that it sinks down? Okay, I don't understand. Couldn't he just throw it down there? Why did he need to drop down with it? Is it because that if he throws it down, since it's a bomb, it's not going to sink? Like, maybe it's like, I don't know, it would like just float up. Is that why? That's why he had to grab it and go down with it. I don't understand. Like, like I said, if it's because of that, then I guess it kind of makes sense why he had to jump down with it. If the bomb wouldn't sink, then it would float up and the explosion would definitely like harm the people who are like beside the. But if he went down with it and it went underwater deep down, then the explosion wouldn't do as much damage as it would have done otherwise. I could understand if it was that, but I don't know, like I don't know. Like I feel like he could have just thrown it down. Hmm. Okay, that is it. Yeah. Now that was today's episode. Like I said, I don't understand why he had to just jump in with it? Like, couldn't he have just thrown it down? Like, you know, I feel like that's why, probably because it was something that would float up, and if it floats up into the surface of the water, if doesn't go down, then the explosion would have done a lot more damage than it would have if it goes down deep underwater. That's why he jumped down along with it. But I don't know. It's just, yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was today's episode, and we can see in today's episode that a little bit of Oscar's past, also how Oscar, like the one thing that he wanted to do is that help Zenigata. He lost his way. He forgot that the thing that he's doing now is something that Zenigata would never have wanted, and he forgot that in his obsession for gaining like the Zenigata's affections, he forgot the most important thing, and he stepped on the direction which he shouldn't have taken. And when Zenigata says that, in the end, he remembers it, and he decides to, like try to do something about it. But then again, like I said, I don't know. I feel like him jumping along with it seems so unnecessary. Like, but then again, I feel like he did that specifically because he wanted to go down along with it. And also, another thing, I'm not really thinking about it, is that another big reason why he's probably jumped down along with it, even though he could have just thrown it down, is probably because he was ashamed of going back and facing Zenigata again. And in that moment, he took that decision. You know, I feel like if he wanted, he could have survived. He could have just thrown it down. But he himself probably did not want to go back and face Zenigata, or something like that. That's why he jumped along with it. I don't know. That probably has a big is the biggest reason why he went down along with it. Um, but yeah, okay. So yeah, that was today's episode. Not much happened except obviously Oscars, that whole thing. But I was thinking like it was going to go in a direction where Fujiko's going to come and try to kill Oscar or something, and then they would like. But none of that happened. So I that kind of threw me off because we saw Fujiko saying something like, "Oh, I have to kill Fujiko Mine." So I thought at that moment where she said that, I thought she meant the person who is posing as Fujiko Mine, because you remember she tried to do that before as well. If you remember that episode where Jigen saved that girl, the living canvas girl, she tried to do that there as well. Tried to go and kill that girl because that girl reminded her of herself or herself in the past. Um, so I thought it was going to be something similar to that, where she's going to come here and try to kill Oscar, and then like we're going to get a confrontation between Zenigata and Fujiko, and then Lupin's going to drop in and Lupin's going to do something. I was thinking it was going in that direction, but I feel like it might go in a different direction now, because in Fujiko's head, she's thinking now that, oh, I have to kill Mine Fujiko, but she herself is Mine Fujiko. So what's she going to do? So it's going to go in a different direction than I thought it would. But yeah. So that is what happened. And Fujiko's getting more and more of her memories back. Stuff like completely unrelated stuff are also kind of bothering her, and like the source of her trauma is kind of triggering it. For example, when they were talking about that tiara in the radio, she kind of associated that tiara with that headgear that she used to wear, or she had to wear for the experimentation, and they used to shock her with that. Like these type of things, like completely unrelated things, which might have some similarity with her past happenings or anything related to her past, is actually triggering her trauma, and it's like affecting her. So yeah, and there you go. And that is why, like, yeah, like something needs to be done. Like, I don't know how this is going to end or which direction this is going to go, but obviously that dude, that Count Almeida, or I forgot his name, whatever his name was, Almeida, no, Almeida or something like that, whatever his name was, that Count Louis or whatever, he he is the biggest problem here, obviously. So I feel like by the end of this, he will have to be taken care of, and I'm pretty sure like Lupin's probably going to do something about that, but not really sure what Fujiko is going to do now that in her head she's now thinking like, oh, I need to kill Fujiko Mine, even though she herself is Fujiko Mine. Um, yeah. Okay, is there anything else today's episode? Oh, we saw it in the previous episode. Goemon saved Fujiko here. She was like wandering around and everything. And now Goemon is thinking like, I need to understand this more. I need to understand where Fujiko Mine comes from before I'm able to like judge her or something like that. And that's why he went to the town to gather more information on her, and that's when he came across this whole situation with the bombing thing and everything. And obviously this whole like thing, the whole thing that is going on here with the whole Fujiko going for the different different places to steal stuff using the calling card method. Obviously that was a whole like a fake thing that Oscar was doing, so that Zenigata like chases for her and all that, and tries to get Fujiko, but obviously it's not Fujiko, it's him, it's Oscar. So that was his attempt on doing that. But yeah, like when Zenigata realized that this is something that Fujiko isn't doing, I'm pretty sure he realized that it was something that the police department is doing, and I'm not 100% sure that if he realized that Oscar is the one who's doing it, but I'm guessing he might have guessed it, or he might have figured it out, or if not of its entirety, but at least he must have had a hunch that Oscar's probably doing this. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said that in front of Oscar. When in that section scene where Oscar is there and Zenigata says like like back quite a quite a few amount of years ago, I was here and I did a lot of bad things as a cop just so that I could go up. So I saw a little kid trying to save the money. I forgot what he what the currency was, but trying to save that. And like seeing him trying to save his pride and fighting for his pride, it opened my eyes, and I realized that, yeah, what am I doing here? I'm a police officer, and I am just letting all of these injustice go on, and all these corruption on top. Like his boss was like a corrupted cop, I'm guessing, or whatever. So he decided to stand against that after seeing Oscar go so hard and fight for his pride. So he told everyone, or he leaked the whole thing, that his boss was involved in this. And obviously, because of that, he himself wasn't able to, get a better chance of getting promoted. And he stayed where he was, but at least he protected his pride, and he didn't sell his soul. And seeing that, and coming to that conclusion was only because he saw Oscar that day fight for that penny. And he says that, like, when you, where is it? No matter how small it is, if you let go of your pride, whatever you get in return, it'll turn into desolate sand. And then he says, I reported my boss. I wasn't I got stuck here. I didn't get a better position or anything like that. My chances of getting promoted and all that, it went down the drain completely. But I think on that day I did something correct, and I fought for my pride. I believed in those. And he says like that only happened because I saw that kid on that day. And he says that I believe in those who hold on to pride. And who, yeah, so that, and I think like he probably guessed, or he probably had a hunch that Oscar might be behind this. And because it was pretty obvious, he himself said that this isn't Fujiko. Fujiko's not doing this. So who is doing this? It isn't Lupin either. Why the hell would Lupin do this? And he wouldn't do something like that, you know. So like he should have. He definitely, like, at that point he had a hunch that it's probably Oscar, and that maybe that is why he told him like that, you know. I don't know, or maybe it was a whole coincidence. Who knows? Like, we don't know. At least I think that like Zenigata like had a hunch at that moment, and that's why he said it to Oscar like that. But yeah, then Oscar just realizes his mistake, and yeah, does that. And yeah, there you go. That was today's episode. And Lupin did try to defuse the bomb, but it was too late. Like he at first I think he had to make sure that the pin didn't touch the thing, so he used the glue to like glue it to the place, and then he opened it. And when he opened it, he saw that the timer just sped up. So he's like, "Oh no, it's too late." So yeah, and that is when Oscar comes in and just, yeah, grabs it and jumps down with it. And I think I am kind of like, and I think I am correct in assuming this, that there was a chance he could have saved himself. He could have just thrown it down. But the reason why he jumped down with the bomb is probably because he was too ashamed to face Zenigata again. I think that's probably the big reason why he did that. Otherwise, I don't see any reason why couldn't he just throw it down and just, save himself. The bomb could have just went down into the water, and that's it. It would have worked out. I just don't see the reason why he had to jump along with it. It's definitely because of that. But yeah. Okay. And yeah, that was today's episode. Now, let's see what happens. Like, Fujiko, I don't know. Like, now in her head, she's thinking I have to kill Fujiko Mine. But she herself is Fujiko Mine. So, yeah, what's going to happen now? That kind of thing. Let's see. Alright, that was today's episode. Now, let me talk about this episode scene by scene. Okay, in the beginning part, we get to see Fujiko. Oh no, in the beginning part, we get the flashback of Oscar, and Oscar dropping or jumping down into the water to save that piece, that coin. And you can see that cigarette, like cigarette, like half smoked cigarettes on the railing of the bridge, which obviously implies that Zenigata jumped down and saved Oscar at that point. And yeah, and Oscar remembers when he woke up, Zenigata was like, "Good job, boy. Like, you saved your pride. You fought for it, and that's a great thing that you did." And you can see how much how much smiling and how much bright he is, Zenigata, at this point, because this is probably the moment where he, after seeing Oscar jump into the water, he realized that, yeah, what am I doing? Like, all these things are happening and I'm just keeping quiet. I should report my boss. And like, yeah, I might not be able to get promoted, or I might just get stuck in this. Maybe I might get demoted as well, because like, yeah, I was letting this go for a while, because you can see he was actually letting this go for a while. He didn't say anything. His boss was probably doing this stuff, and in hopes of getting a better position, he probably didn't do anything. So now that he's going to go and report it, obviously the question will come that, why didn't you say so before? Why were you keeping quiet up until now? So yeah, like, since he was the one who reported it, I doubt they would have fired him, and they wouldn't fire him, but I'm pretty sure they probably demoted him or something happened. But he was like, no, I should keep my pride, like, selling this one thing that I have, that is the most important for like a police job. In no way can I keep going on along like this. And seeing Oscar made him realize that. That's why he was so positive, and he was so bright, smiling so brightly at that time. But later on, we get to see after the flashback, we get to see Zenigata's like oh, like Fujiko has been going and like stealing stuff from places, and he says that Fujiko is using the calling cards, which is kind of weird because she's never done that, and that's not her way of operating. Now I kind of thought, obviously, in no way did I think at any point of time did I think that Fujiko was doing this, especially after seeing that Fujiko was at Goemon's place. I'm like, yeah, how the hell can Fujiko do that? So at that point, I thought it was Lupin that is doing this because like the calling card and everything. I thought it was Lupin doing this, and Lupin was doing this because she was trying to lure out Fujiko, something like that. I thought was going on, but no. In the end, we get to know that it was Oscar that was doing it, and his weird way of operating, like acting as if Fujiko is going and stealing the places using calling cards. It's probably because he wanted Zenigata to, like, not probably, but definitely he himself said it. I wanted Zenigata to come and get me, and like pay attention to me instead of Fujiko and Lupin. And that is why and it kind of makes sense. I was thinking, why did he decide to emulate Fujiko and Lupin? Like, if he was emulating or he was like acting as Fujiko, there was no need for him to give out the call cards. There was no need for that. So I guess one reason for the call card was definitely because he wanted to let Zenigata know where he will be appearing, so that Zenigata can come and catch him. If he didn't use any calling card, that would defeat the whole purpose. There's another reason I feel like he did use the calling card, even though he was trying to imitate Fujiko. Because just think about it, if he's imitating Fujiko, why would he use the calling card? Fujiko never does that. And the reason behind it is probably because, as we get to know later on, he was doing that so that Zenigata pays attention to him. He did that probably because the two people that Zenigata pays attention to, obviously the major one is Lupin, and then there's Fujiko Mine because of Lupin. So because of that, he kind of combined these two small method of operation and kind of fused it together to do this, where he acted as if he's Fujiko Mine, but he used the calling cards. Each of it was, he took from someone that Zenigata's trying to chase and catch. That is both Fujiko and Lupin. So that's why he kind of did both of these things. I don't know. It was like unconsciously, maybe. I'm not really sure. But yeah, another reason is definitely because he wanted to let Zenigata know in prior where he will be appearing, so that he could be there at that point of time. But I'm pretty sure Zenigata kind of guessed something from the very beginning, because the first red flag is, why the hell is Fujiko using calling cards? It makes no sense after all of this. She never used to do that. Okay, then after that we get to see Goemon has brought food for Fujiko. Fujiko just throws it on him. And she's like, what the hell is this? Right. And obviously she's kind of frustrated about the whole situation and everything. And Goemon is thinking, like I thought Fujiko was a nice person, but he's like, has my perception dulled? I wasn't able to figure out what type of a person Fujiko Mine was. So he decides to go out and gather more information on her to probably prove or see whether his perception has dulled or not, whether or not Fujiko Mine is a bad person, or like what is going on. So he goes out into the city. While all of this is happening, we get to see Zenigata and Oscar in the place where the next robbery is going to happen. Fujiko gave the calling card, and we see here that the tiara that they were supposed, Fujiko was supposed to get, it got replaced. Okay, so after that, Lupin also gets to hear from the newspaper, I think. Yeah, in the newspaper, yeah, that Fujiko is doing this, and immediately Lupin was like, yeah, in no way this is Fujiko. So he goes to do his investigation, and over there, Zenigata also, gets another call card, or they get to know about another call card where Fujiko will be taking the engagement ring, Marie Louise's engagement ring. That was the next calling card. At this point, Zenigata was like, oh yeah, you know what? He realized here probably completely that this ain't Fujiko, and he's like, you handle it, Oscar. And he just leaves. And yeah, this is where it is revealed that Oscar is actually acting as Fujiko, and he kills one of the polices who were, who came here, and he was like, oh, if I kill someone, since Fujiko's never done something like this before, like, yeah, they're definitely going to, like, pressurize Zenigata to capture Fujiko as soon as possible. So, and he might do it. So he does that just so that Zenigata, Zenigata tries to catch Fujiko Mine. But then he meets the owls, and the owls literally tell him that, oh, you're doing this because of this, because you want him to pay attention to you, this and that, And in the end, the owl was like, all right, so I'll help you out. I was wondering how the owl was talking, because obviously, like, how the hell is that happening? And then we saw it was like a stuffed owl with a recorder in it. So yeah. Okay, so the next one is the bride's dress at the Revolution Festival. And in this dress, there's a lot of stones, like precious stones and stuff. It's a very expensive dress. And Fujiko, or obviously Oscar, in reality, has sent a call letter that she's going to get that, which is being broadcasted in the radio, and Fujiko, the original Fujiko Mine, listens to it, and she, she hears about the previous, the previous crime that happened, which is the tiara, that was being broadcasted. And this is where it triggers Fujiko's trauma. She remembers the past where she was subjected to the experiments and the shock thing that was used in her head. And in her head, she's like, oh, I need to kill Fujiko Mine. Because, you can see the pattern here. She's trying to eliminate anything and everything that is reminding her of her past. She tried to do that to that girl, that living canvas girl as well, because she reminded her of herself. Now, since in the radio it's been broadcasted that, oh, Fujiko Mine has stolen the tiara, she associates the tiara with Fujiko Mine, and since the tiara reminds her of her past, she's like, oh, I need to eliminate Fujiko Mine because, she's associated with the tiara, even though she herself is Fujiko Mine. Now, like I said, I thought what was going to happen here is that Fujiko is going to go and try to, kill Fujiko Mine, which is Oscar here, and, she's going to go and attack Oscar. None of that happens. This goes in a completely different direction. So what happens is that Zenigata says, very directly, he tells Oscar that this ain't Fujiko. This is not her method of operation. So yeah, it's not her. And I believe in the way she works, and I've followed her case for a while. It's not her. Oscar, in his head, completely misconstructs that whole conversation and makes it seem as if, Zenigata said that, oh, I believe in Fujiko Mine, and again he goes on completely, he's gone completely, or almost mad at this point of time. And then the owls come in again at this particular point. We've seen this whenever someone is at their low, the owls come in at that moment, and the owls come in and they're like, oh, we're going to help you out, let's do this, and they tell him that he will be they will plant a bomb over there. The plan was that the owls told him is that the bomb will be planted in the bridge. So what they will be doing is that they'll destroy the bomb, they'll blow the bomb up. Everyone will be panicking, in which panic Oscar will go get the girl, get her dress, and that's how they're going to do it. Yeah, where is it? Okay, here we go. The bridge will serve as a main stage. Just before it reaches the bridge, so there will be some spectacular fireworks. To match those, a bomb will explode in the middle of the bridge, destroying it. When the people will panic, the police's forces movements are hampered. You will run to the edge of the bridge, guard the revolutionary girl, or rather pretend to do so, and steal her dress. Yeah, there you go. That's how you're supposed to do it. And that was the plan. So obviously Oscar knows what is going on, and he's, like, yeah, he's waiting for it. But then Goemon comes in, starts cutting down the trees to obstruct the path, obviously, so that the parade can go on. But Oscar is like, no, we have to go to the bridge, otherwise this plan will go down completely. So he's like, no, we ain't stopping this, we're going to take a different route. So he takes the different route and is going through that route towards the bridge, obviously. And while all of this is happening, Goemon was probably going to try to obstruct the parade again, but then the owls come in, obstructing his path in doing so. So Goemon isn't able to do anything. But the parade is going closer and closer to the bridge, at which point Rupan was like, alright, you know what? There's no reason for me to try to defuse the bomb or anything, but I just don't like this way of doing it, stuff, so I'm going to try to obstruct it. Because obviously we've seen like Rupan, even though he's like he steals stuff and he's like a thief and everything, he never, or at least the present Rupan, like deliberately, he tries to avoid anything that is going to harm people who aren't involved in it. Like there's so many people who aren't even involved in this nonsense. Why should they get harmed in this situation? So that is why and obviously another thing is that they're gonna blame Fujiko for this, even though she also isn't someone who would just harm people or outright kill people who aren't involved in the situation. Like this is pretty common between Fujiko and Rupan. That is, yeah, obviously they do their dirty job and they do their stuff. They definitely kill people and all of that. But there's one thing that I've seen that both Fujiko and Rupan like maintains, is that they don't try to involve people who are uninvolved in the whole situation. Like if somehow because of them or because of something that is happening, people who aren't involved in this gets harmed, they try to avoid that, which is obviously that is how their morality works. Like, yeah, if you're involved in the situation, then you cannot really it's fine if you if you're involved in it, then it's fine. Like they'll kill them, and it's okay. Obviously they're not the type of characters who don't kill people. They do kill people, but they only do that for people who are involved in the situation. Anyone outside that, they try to prevent anything from getting involved in it. So that is something similar, because all these people, they will be involved in this, and it's not only the situation with the whole bomb situation. It's not only them, but a lot of innocent people might also get involved in it and might get hurt in it. So yeah, Rupan is like, I don't like this way of doing stuff. So he goes there and tries to defuse the bomb. The bomb was a tricky one. It was just a little thing with the owl in it, and the owl is like moving. If he touches the thing, it's probably going to get like an electric current or whatever. It's going to blow up the bomb. It's probably something like that. That's why he used the glue to try to make it stick to one place. He was trying to use the glue to do that. And while all of this is happening, this is where Zenigata tells this to Oscar. He tells him that back in so many years ago, I remember here seeing a boy fighting for that one coin, and that made me realize my mistake and made me realize what the price of what pride is, and how you should hold on to your pride even in the most desperate situation. Because if I gave up my regardless of whatever you obtain, if you sell out your pride, it'll just be a mistake in the end. And then he also says, I respect people like that, and that's why when I saw that day you fighting for that one coin, I respected you, and I learned something from you. And he tells that, and immediately Oscar realizes, what am I doing? I lost my I lost focus of my main goal, and to get his recognition and affection, I stepped in this direction. And while doing that, I completely forgot what my true goal should be and what I should be doing. I lost my way. And he goes down there, and he takes, and here Lupin was going to defuse it, but it just sped up at the end. Like, you know what, let me see this part. Yeah, he takes out the thing. Yeah, there was like one like thing connect, so there was like two traps in it. So it was like a like, you know, like a trap. So basically, the owl that he used the glue on, if the owl's needle touched that, like, you know, thing, it's probably going to send an electrical current or an impulse. It's going to probably detonate the bomb. So that is why he used the glue, so that the pin doesn't touch it. And he thought, like, oh, it's fine, now I can open it. So when he opens it, he didn't realize there was another plug to it. So as soon as he opens it, the plug will get detached and the impulse will go down. And yeah, and the timer will start going fast. So that was another trap on top of it. He wasn't able to foresee that. And yeah, that is what happens. So Oscar comes in, and Oscar is like, we have to do something about it. And he drops down along with the bomb. And the bomb explodes. And yeah, obviously that final scene where he's like up on the top of the sky, flying around, and Zenigata's there. That scene was obviously like a way they showed us that it was probably it for Oscar. You know, that's it for him. But then again, like I said, I was very confused in seeing why he had to jump along with it. But then I realized it's probably because he didn't want to go back and face Zenigata again, because he was so ashamed of what he has done. If he wanted, he probably could have saved himself, but he probably decided not to do that. And yeah, I don't know, that's just how I see this. And yeah, that was today's episode 11 of Lupin the Third, the woman called Fujiko Mine. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. And that is it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Lupin the Third, the woman called Fujiko Mine. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.